Corporation Bank. One bank, many solutions.
Welcome back. You're watching India Business Hour. This is CNBC TV18. Less than 3 months after venture capitalists were allowed to fund real estate projects in the country, SEBI has given a go-ahead to the first ever real estate VC fund, FIRE. Now, FIRE has got the approval for its 200 crore rupee fund and is hoping to get the SEBI nod for a dollar fund worth $20 to $30 million. That's happening soon as well. The dollar fund will, however, be used to finance only integrated townships, as foreign VC funds are barred from other areas of real estate. Joining us now in the studio is the Managing Director of FIRE Capital Fund, Om Chaudhary. Mr. Chaudhary, thanks very much for joining us. Let me just start with the question on the corpus. Now, your rupee fund has a corpus of about 200 crores and your dollar fund about $20 to $30 million. Has the approach of the foreign investors been that much more cautious?
It's a little cautious, yes, but what they're looking at is getting confidence from Indian investors, people who've been there, seen it happen in their own backyard. So they want them, and that's the approach that we've also taken strategically, saying we want to start off. So as we launch, and even in our application to SEBI, we said we want approval for the domestic fund first.
Okay.
And we want Indian investors to start first.
What are the key concerns?
As far as foreigners?
Yeah.
See, they see the tremendous opportunity. Now, if you look at just housing itself, they understand that there is a shortfall of more than 20 million units. And 20 million units would require easily, at most conservative estimates would put it at a requirement of about $200 to $300 billion.
Okay.
Now, if a market is so deep, so as to absorb just $300 billion of investment for just housing itself, and I'm not even talking about
the commercial
side. You know, we have such a huge boom now. The world understands that India is an IT and IT-enabled services destination of the future, right? And for 5 million jobs, and these are numbers that get thrown around all the time,
right? For
5 million new jobs, you need 500 million square feet of office space. Now, where is that going to come from?
Okay.
We're all seeing this retail revolution. People, you know, flocking to malls. Just malls itself would need about 100 million
So
square
are you going
feet.
to be partaking in the retail revolution, or are you going to stick to housing?
No, we are primarily going to be focused on housing, but, you know, we are also going to be long-term greedy and therefore focus on retail and commercial also, because like I said, over the next 2 to 3 decades, you know, as we become a well-entrenched services economy, we are going to see a lot of action in commercial, in retail, so we would want to partake of that as well.
Okay, what's the kind of growth that you are expecting? Because there is a possibility of interest rates hardening. They have, of course, been extremely low over the last couple of years, and we've seen this consumption boom take place. But if interest rates were to harden, what's the kind of growth rate that you do see for the housing industry, at least?
See, now with the kind of the basic fundamentals that we have in place, you know, we are 1 billion people, services economy growing at a huge rate, largely all urban, you know, centric.
Yeah.
So you have 60% of the economy getting, you know, getting contributions from urban centers, which are like only 30% of the population. So just a back of the envelope kind of calculations would tell you that 1 billion people and 10% migrating to urban areas is 100 million people, which is 25 million new homes.
All right.
So I would say that irrespective of interest rates going up or down, the demand would continue.
And what about prices? Very quickly, where are you seeing prices headed with more VC funds coming in? Is there a correlation between prices at all?
I don't see too much of a correlation with prices, but what I do see a very strong correlation with is quality. A lot of people are now beginning to expect international quality out of everything, and housing is something that is not going to lag behind, and that's where we see foreign funds coming in, playing a big role.
Mr. Chaudhary, we'll have to leave it there. Best of luck, and thanks very much indeed for dropping into our studios today.
Thank you.
India Business Hour brought to you by